Hello, my name is Ryan Green at Green HSE Transformational EHS Tools. I've been watching the news lately and I've been seeing the devastating wildfires in California and Los Angeles. And before that, we watched them in Hawaii. And it seems like year after year, we see these fires in the West and the Midwest become more significant and more catastrophic. And I wanted to take a little bit of time to provide some guidance and some tools that I've learned throughout my career. By no means am I a survivalist. You won't catch me on Naked and Afraid, and I'm not a prior Navy SEAL or anything like that. I do have some experience as a wildland firefighter. I did graduate Fire Academy, and I was a firefighter in the Coast Guard as well as an EMT. And I practice emergency management and emergency preparedness in the Coast Guard as well as my time as a safety professional for the last 15 years. So I hope some of the tools that I've learned and put together can be helpful. Perhaps one of the most important things you can do is create your emergency action plan and then train on that plan. They say that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. They also say in emergency situation that you do not rise to the occasion, but you fall to your training. So create a good plan and train on that plan. First thing you can do is go to your community websites and look for any of their plans and incorporate those into your own plans. And then create a PACE plan. Have a primary, most effective plan for emergency escape and designated meetup locations. And then have an alternate plan. So if that plan fails, what's your next option? If your plan to go north is blocked off, then maybe you want to go south or east or west. Next is contingency. So if north and south doesn't work, what are you going to do? Are you going to go west or east? And then your emergency plan. What's your last option for survival? And then constantly update these plans. For example, if your primary plan to go north for your exit route is blocked off by construction, maybe make going a different direction your primary plan and your primary plan down to a contingency plan. So think about those kind of things. Create some drills. Practice them once every couple months, maybe once a month, and then communicate your strategy with your family and communicate it with your friends. Let them know what your plan is because you may need to help them. They may be there with you, and they need to be all on the same page with you. All right, next up is your essential supplies. So I have supplies readily available at my home, and I have go bags, and then I have supplies in my car. So in my home, I keep a supply of water. Personally, I like to have a little bit more than 3 days supply, but you can also choose to have that 3 day supply. I also keep empty jugs that collapse, and then I can fill those up, and each one of those is about 2 or 3 gallons. The next is a 3 day supply of food, and this food must be non-perishable. I actually keep freeze-dried buckets. I have about 3 months of freeze-dried buckets worth. However, if you don't have room for that, 3 day supply should be fine. Also keep copies and originals of personal important documents. Keep these in your fire-resistant safe. Cell phones and chargers, extra cash, fire-resistant blankets, N95 respirators, and fire extinguishers are also helpful to have. I have a couple go bags that I use. In those go bags, I have first aid kits, I have N95 respirators. You may also want to have tight-fitting goggles or elastomeric respirators. Keep flashlights, a NOAA weather radio, extra batteries, necessary medication, medical items. Check the expiration dates on those if needed. Hygiene and sanitation items, fire-resistant clothing, multi-purpose tool and knife, extra cell phone charger, family and emergency contact information, some maps, water filters, space blanket, and pepper spray. Personally, I keep a lot more in my to-go bags, and perhaps on another video, I'll show you what are in those to-go bags. I also keep things in my car too. I keep a larger first aid kit in the trunk or the back seat of my car, and that's also helpful for just every day at t-ball practice or if I find a car accident on the side of the road. Small first aid kit in the door or glove box, I keep that right next to me. A wool or fire resistant blanket in a trunk or a back seat. Maps of the area, I keep that in the other car door, the passenger car door. Multi-purpose tool in my car door or glove box, I keep one right in my car door. Flashlights and lanterns in your car door, glove box, or trunk, I keep one in each. A whistle or other rescue signal device like a mirror, I keep one of those in my car door as well or right in my center console. Pepper spray, I keep that in my car door. A small tool bag, I keep one of those in my car door as well. I have a big car door, flashlight, a pocket knife. I keep those in that little tool bag. Small saline eye wash. I actually keep those everywhere because personally I wear contacts, and so if anything happens to my eyes, I'm in deep trouble. So I make sure I have ways to clean out my contacts if needed, and I also keep extra glasses. I keep safety glasses in trunk just in case I need them, and maybe some extra personal items, and then also a fire extinguisher. All right, so you're prepared, you're ready to go, you have your pace plan set up, you've practiced your pace plan, you train, you have all of your supplies ready. What do you do if wildfire approaches? First is make sure you gather all your supplies and take inventory. Get prepared to evacuate. Monitor the local news and radio. Prepare your vehicle for the quick escape. Review your pace plan with your family. Prepare your pets or livestock if you have any for evacuation. Arrange for temporary housing. Call up your friends or make hotel reservations. Store any of your flammables safely 200 or 300 feet away from any structures. Remove any curtains or loose items from your windows. Move all your furniture close inside of your house. Evacuate early if needed. Don't be afraid to evacuate too early. And then close all your doors and windows. It's important to protect yourself against smoke. Remember that smoke contains toxic gases and particulate, so you need to limit yourself to that exposure. First thing you could do is just monitor the air quality. It'll be on the news. You can also check on the internet. Make sure your home is sealed up. You could put your air conditioning on recirculation mode so it's not pulling anything from the outside. Seek any medical care if you have any breathing issues or if you have asthma. And then also keep your personal protective equipment on hand, which could be a dust mask or a N95 respirator or a full face mask if needed. All right, so there may be a time where you have to initiate your PACE plan early. Don't hesitate to evacuate. Make the decision to initiate that PACE plan as early as possible. And remember to bring your go bags and all your supplies with you. Make sure your home is secured. Secure all your gas lines, close your doors and windows, and turn off the air conditioning. Keep your doors unlocked so firefighters can get inside easily. Turn your lights off inside the house so they can see what they're doing, but you could keep your lights on outside the house so they can identify your house. Disconnect your automatic garage door opener so they can get inside your garage easier. And then connect any of the garden hoses. Do not leave the water running though. Drive safely, use your headlights, keep the windows up, avoid heavy smoke in the area. Your air conditioner, you can put on recirculation mode so you're not pulling anything from the outside. And then stay alert. Watch for animals and pedestrians during evacuation. Watch for any changes in the wind or weather patterns. And stay tuned to the local broadcasting. If you must hit your car, make sure you make every attempt to pull right over to the side of the road, and that'll allow emergency response vehicles through easier. All right, so perhaps your PACE plan didn't work out for some reason, or you find yourself becoming surrounded by the fire and you're running out of options for escape. This is your last resort for survival. The most important thing you can do is stay calm, maintain your composure, make rational decisions. Be observant, observe the wind, stay upwind and below the fire as much as possible. Fire goes uphill a lot quicker and then goes downhill, and it follows the wind. Consider the abilities of everyone in your group. Consider your children, elderly, or handicapped. Make the decisions that's best for them and not just yourself. Seek shelter. So if you're in your house, use an interior room and bathtubs or wet areas for protection. Get your clothes or blanket sheets or pillows, anything that you have as wet as possible, and stay low to the ground to avoid the heat and the smoke, and continue to look for escape routes. Don't stop looking for those escape routes because as soon as one opens, you want to try to get to that as soon as possible. Find your safe zones. Look for the least likely areas to burn, like rivers or concrete structures, gravel areas, or burned out areas. Keep in mind that rivers, lakes, ponds, and streams, they may be susceptible to any kind of aircraft or anything scooping up water that they'll dump on the fire. Find the best place that you can to avoid any flame or smoke. Cover your body with mud or a wet blanket and take refuge in that water or under any overpasses until that fire passes by. A wide roadway can also be a good buffer from flames. Continue to stay low to the ground and continue to look for those escape routes. All right, finally, there's a couple steps I'd like you to consider when returning home safely. The first is to only enter your property when the officials say it's safe to do so. Follow public health guidance for cleanup procedures and be cautious when re-entering your building or home or property. There could be hotspots or burned root systems, so make sure that you watch for those and you can mark them as necessary or douse them with water and make sure that they're put out. Keep animals in sight and wear personal protective equipment like leather boots or gloves, dust mask, eye protection, anything that will keep you from getting burnt or getting any of the dust or debris on you. Dispose of all cleaning products and chemicals and waste in accordance with state and local regulations. Do not use any food or water that may have been contaminated, and change the air filters in your house. So I hope this quick 10 minutes is some good tips or guidance if you live in areas that are susceptible to fires. And I appreciate your time. Thank you.